Good Saturday afternoon here from the campus of DeSoto High School. It is the third place game of the Huhtumaki Hardewood Classic between Blue Valley Southwest Timberwolves and the Gardner Edgerton Blazers. I'm Ian Jones here doing play-by-play as Ryan is out with work and Jathan is getting married today. We're going to have audio-only coverage due to our camera messing up last night. Here are the starting lineups, and we'll bring that out to you right now. As we have started, these two teams recently just met last Thursday at Blue Valley Southwest. I believe the Blazers came out on top of that one with a 56-54 win. And see how the Blazers got to this point. They started off Monday with a win over Ray Peck, a 59-55 win, and then they played Piper on Wednesday, lost 72-62 to end up with the third place game for today. And Blue Valley Southwest started off the tournament with a win over DeSoto 51-46 and then lost to Olathe North 80-60. Here comes the tip-off. Number 4, Brody Marshall with the jump, and Blue Valley Southwest will get the ball. And that is Peanut Miller with the fadeaway for 2, and number 15 for the Blazers, Tyler Rollwagon, dribbling court, passes it off to McKelvey. McKelvey dribbles into the corner, passes it back to Ethan Reynolds, back to McKelvey. Marshall down low, misses, and Max DeFever with the rebound as the Timberwolves push forward. We said the third place game for tonight's Huhtumaki Classic, and Olathe North and Piper will be playing for first as we got a scramble for the ball, and it looks like it will be a foul on the Timberwolves. No, foul on the Blazers on number 3, Tevin McKelvey, his first of the game. Blazers will be moving from my left to the right as the T-Wolves will go from right to left. Number 12, Max DeFever, no shot, no good. Ethan Reynolds pushes up court to McKelvey. McKelvey in the corner, passes it across court to Rollwagon. Rollwagon drives in, and a foul. I believe on the shot, he'll be at the line shooting 2. Fouls on number 1, McLean Petrie, his first of the game and first free throw of the game for the Blazers. Actually, no free throw. It says fouls before the shot. And now goes McKelvey. That was a 3 by number 12. I'm trying to see who that was. Actually, no. By number 2, Ethan Reynolds. That was a Murrow 2. Blazers the away team today. Marshall drives in, or Rollwagon, excuse me. Rollwagon drives in, misses it, gets called for an over the back. Actually, it'd be Jennings getting called for the over the back call. His first of the game, team's second. Miller passes it to Eldridge, who passes it inside to Miller. And McKelvey gets the steal. He's driving, open lane, and tries to dunk and misses it. Gets rim. And ball out of bounds. It will be Timberwolves ball. Kelby with the breakaway just could not connect on that dunk. Here come the Timberwolves driving up court, passes it off to Miller. And Eldridge drives to the lane, gets fouled, makes it, and one, pending the free throw. Foul will be on fouls on number 3, Tevin McKelvey, his second of the game. Coming in for the Blazers, number 12, Preston Rohr, as McKelvey will take a seat on the bench. And the and one is good. So 5:36 left in the first. It is the Timberwolves 7, Blazers 3. As we got some discussion by the refs here. And they're going to get the Blazers with a technical. I believe it's going to be on head coach for the Blazers. And taking the technical shots will be number 3, Will Eldridge for the Timberwolves. He drains the first.
35, 40 feet away. And running away. Oh well.
Makes the second, as the Timberwolves will get the ball back after the 2 technical shots. And inbound the ball, the number 1 Petrie dishing it off to number 10 Murrow. Murrow, corner 3 is good. Extends the lead 12-3. Jennings with the ball in the lower corner, passes it off 12. Out of bounds. Timberwolves last touched it, Blazer ball, as number 15, Tyler Rollwagon, will throw in the inbounds pass from the baseline. Our next game will be next Friday, as the Shawnee Mission South Raiders will play the Blazers, I believe, at home. And inside pass, tipped by the Blazers, goes out of bounds, Timberwolves ball, as the Blazers try to do a full court press, and Timberwolves break it. Miller, Peanut Miller, drives in for 2, an 11-point lead here early for the Timberwolves. Rollwagon passes off to Ethan Reynolds, pushes it inside to Luke Jennings. Luke Jennings turnaround, no good. But Brody Marshall there for the rebound and the putback. Blazers cut this lead down to 9. Inside pass to number 12, denied. Brody Marshall passes it off to Rohr. His shot gets blocked on the layup, but it will be Blazer ball here on the baseline. As Taylor Warner comes in for Brody Marshall to get a breather. 4:20 left here in the first quarter. It is the Timberwolves 14, the Blazers 5. Ethan Reynolds up top, dribbles it around, does a little stutter step, picks it up, shoots, he's good. From the corner, from the elbow actually, Ethan Reynolds, 4-2. Here's Miller up top, big post guy for the Timberwolves. That's Eldridge for 3, no good, and they're going to call a foul. And then believe on Taylor Warner inside, not on the shot, so it will be an inbounds pass from the baseline for the Timberwolves. Eldridge gets in the corner, spin move past Warner, shoots a lofter, no good, and a reach call on number 10, Austin Murrow, on the Timberwolves. I believe that is his first team second. And number 30, Tommy Zimmerman, in for number 12, Max DeFever. Ethan Reynolds dribbles up court. Passes it to the corner to Rohr. Back to Reynolds up top of the key. He drives in. Layup no good. Warner with the rebound, puts it back and in. Blazers down 14-9 here, about 3.5 minutes in the first quarter. Eldridge elbow looking for the three, no, not there. And Petrie passes it off to Murrow. Murrow dribbles around, Rohr right on him, not giving him any space. Dribbles pass. A lot of motion offense here from the Timberwolves. Shot from Murrow, no good. As Blazers are pushing. Rollwagon pushes up court, drives in. And it's good. Looked like a walk on that one, but we're not going to say anything about that. Rollwagon for two, cuts this lead from 14 to 11, a three-point lead for the Timberwolves. Blazers on a nice little run here. Eldridge at the elbow, drives in. Shot missed by number 1, Petrie. And I didn't get to see. And the outlet pass is stolen by Petrie. He drives in and good. And a nice little 4-0 run for the Timberwolves right there as they increase the lead back to 7. Ethan Reynolds slowly dribbling up court. Warner sets the screen for him up top. Reynolds passes it to Warner. Warner goes up, gets fouled, and will be shooting 2. Foul on number 3, Will Eldridge, his first, team third. Taylor Warner at the line, shooting 2. Misses the first. To the Blazers. Marshall and McMillan in the game. For the Timberwolves, number 2, Nick Tanner. Christian Reichman. And Max DeFever all back in. Tanner with the ball, passes off to Zimmerman. Back to Tanner. Eldridge top of the key for 3, no good. Marshall with the rebound. Tanner steals it on that outlet pass. Zimmerman goes up, and they're going to call a charge on Zimmerman. Warner, great job setting his feet down in the post. That is Zimmerman's first, team 4th. 1:41 left in the first quarter. Is the Timberwolves 18, the Blazers 12. You got Rollwagon dribbling up court, crosses over, loses Tanner. Stops at the line, shoots it, no good, just short, and Eldridge gets the rebound, pushing up court to DeFever. DeFever gets lost in the baseline. Tanner pops back, no good. And Rohr with the rebound, dribbling up court, crosses over behind the back. Rollwagon for 3, it's good. The assist by Preston Rohr cuts the lead back down to 3 with 1 minute to go in the first. Eldridge controlling the offense up top. Dribbles around, gets a screen. Passes it off to Reichman. Reichman dribbles in, stops, picks up his dribble, passes it off to Eldridge up top. About 35 seconds left here in the first. Eldridge passes it off to Tanner, holds it. Looking for the screen set by DeFever. Tanner loses it. And out of bounds on the Blazers. Rollwagon touched the glass, and Ethan Reynolds coming in for Rollwagon. 24.6 left on the clock. Reichman will inbound the ball for the Timberwolves. Passes it to Tanner in his own backcourt. This may be the last possession of the quarter as they'll look to take the last shot. Passes it off to Eldridge. Back to Tanner. Moves up to the top of the key. Eldridge almost double team, drives past Zimmerman goes up for it, fouled by Warner, and with 7.1 left on the clock. Zimmerman will be shooting 2. That is Warner's second, and coming back in will be Rollwagon. Zimmerman misses the first. Rollwagon in for the Blazers for Warner. And number 10, Austin Murrow, comes in for Will Eldridge to finish off the quarter. As said, doing play-by-play audio only tonight here at the McCarthy Auto Group booth at DeSoto High School. Due to some camera issues last night, didn't want to deal with it by myself today. Roar drives in, no good. So at the end of the first, it is the Timberwolves 19, the Blazers 15. We'll be right back after this from the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Gardner Edgerton fans, the McCarthy Auto Group is a proud supporter of youth sports across the Blazer Nation.
If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, or you need service or body work done, we hope you'll visit one of the 11 McCarthy Auto Group locations. Visit kccars.com for over 3,000 new, certified, and pre-owned vehicles. Our inventory covers most every make and model and prices to fit every budget. The McCarthy Auto Group, with locations in Olathe and Overland Park, Kansas, and Blue Springs and Sedalia, Missouri.
Go Trailblazers! Hey, Gardner Edgerton fans, the McCarthy Auto Group is...
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network. American Computers, regardless if you need help with a desktop, laptop, network equipment, or peripherals and accessories, American Computers can get the job done. American Computers, 325 North Moonlight Road in Gardner. Blazer's Restaurant, serving Gardner's best burgers made fresh every day since 1976. Blazer's Restaurant, 131 North Center in Gardner.
Capes Whole Homes Heating and Air Conditioning.
And we're back here, second quarter of action here at the Huhtumaki Hardewood Classic third place game between your Blazers and the Blue Valley Southwest Timberwolves. Jennings goes up for the shot, misses but gets fouled on the play. The foul on number 22, Peanut Miller, his first, team fifth. At the line shooting 2, Luke Jennings, all-state running back for the Blazers. Big part of this offense in basketball too. Makes the first. Misses the second. Miller with the rebound as he gives it off to Tanner. 3-point lead here. Blazers at one point were down 14-3. Came back on a nice little run to cut it to 3, and then we're down by 4 at the half. Miller drives in, gets the basket on the assist from number 10, Murrow. Jennings gets it from a pass from Reynolds. Jennings lays it in. It's 21-18 here in the second quarter. Tanner in the corner, looking to pass out. Miller up top, passes it down low to the Fever. And a foul on the play. The call on Nick Tanner, his first, team 6. As Rollwagon will dribble up quick to get this offense going here in the second quarter. He hands it off to McMillan, passes it in the corner to Reynolds. Jennings drives in, step back, fader, good. And it's a 1-point lead for the Timberwolves as Luke Jennings has, I believe, 5 points this quarter already. Tanner dishes it in to the Fever, and one with the stank. Fouls on number 15, Tyler Rollwagon, his first, team 6th. Coming out of the game for the Timberwolves, Christian Reichman, and number 3, Will Eldridge. Fever at the line shooting 1. And makes it a 4-point lead for the Timberwolves. Roll wagon dribbles up. Pops a three. Airballs it, no good. Out of bounds. Ball to the Timberwolves. We said audio only today. We had some camera issues last night, and with me calling the game by myself for the first time, Ryan did not want me to have to deal with all that. So it's an audio only broadcast. We promise you next week, well, not promise, hopefully our next game against Shawnee Mission South, we will have video coverage brought to you by Capes Whole Homes Heating and Air Conditioning and tech support by American Computers. Eldridge dribbles to the corner, loses it on the baseline. Out of bounds, ball to the Blazers. Marshall passes into Rolwack and passes it up to Reynolds, crosses him over, drives in, and gets blocked by Miller. Miller, a tall, lanky, oh, they're going to call a foul on it. Foul on Miller. His second, team seventh. Now the Blazers will be in the bonus from here on out in the rest of the quarter. Reynolds misses the first shot in for the game. For the Timberwolves, number 1, McLean Petrie, and number 30, Tommy Zimmerman out are Nick Tanner and Peanut Miller. Reynolds hits the second. It's a three-point lead for the Timberwolves. We're here about 5:50 left in the second half, in the first half. Timberwolves up 24-21. Eldridge gets the pass, moves it up to the top of the key to start this Timberwolf offense. Passes it to Eldridge. Eldridge with Jennings on him, crosses him up. Passes it off to Murrow, who gives it back to McLean. Murrow shoots a three, no good. Marshall and DeFever fight for it. Timberwolves get it. And a foul called on the play. A push. McMillan's first. Marshall and McMillan will come out. Warner and I believe it's Kellen Keyser will come in. Timberwolves get the rebound and start back up with their offense at the top of the key with Eldridge up top passing it to Petrie. Petrie gets the screen, rolls around, passes it off to Murrow. Murrow stops at the free throw line, shoots, misses. Warner with the rebound, passes it to Jennings, gives it off to Rollwagon. Rollwagon pushes up, just stops a little, start this Blazer offense. Keyser gets the ball, drives in, passes it out to Rollwagon for three, no good. And Warner gets a hand on it, takes it out of bounds. It will be Timberwolves' ball. There was 4:42 left in the second quarter. It is the Timberwolves 24, Blazers 21. Max DeFever gives it off to Will Eldridge. Back to Murrow, back to DeFever. They're going to call a foul on Jennings. I believe that's his second or third. No, 24 Warner. Their 8th team foul, Warner's third. So in the game for him will be Brody Marshall, and I'm assuming that's going to be for the rest of the half with Warner being in foul trouble. The line for the 1-on-1. Zimmerman misses it. Marshall with the rebound, passes it off to Reynolds. Rollwagon avoids the charge, gets it up and in. It's a 1-point lead here for the Wolves. DeFever gets inside, misses. Murrow for two, gets it, and it's back to a 3-point lead for the Timberwolves. Rollwagon dribbles up, goes to drive, passes it out to Keyser. Jennings for three, no good. Keyser with the rebound, down low, passes it back out to Reynolds. Reynolds with the floater, no good. They fight for it, and it's going to be Timberwolf ball on their own baseline. 3:45 here left in the first half. It is Blue Valley Southwest 26, Gardner 23. Our next broadcast will be next Friday as the Blazers take on Shawnee Mission South to end off the 2018 portion of the season. Basket is good by, I believe, number 10. Austin Murrow passes it up. So they pass it up to Rollwagon, drives in, gets in no man's land corner, out to Reynolds at the top of the key. Marshall drives in, and they're going to call a push. Not on the shot, on the floor. It's a 1-and-1. The foul is going to be on number 12, Max DeFever, his first, team 8 at the line, shooting the front end of the 1-and-1, Brody Marshall. And for the Timberwolves, number 23, Christian Reichman, in for number 10, Austin Murrow. And back in the game for the Blazers, number 3, Tevin McKelvey, coming in for number 11, Kellen Keyser. Marshall makes the front end of the 1-and-1. So on the floor for the Blazers, we've got Reynolds, McKelvey, Rollwagon, Marshall, and Jennings. And Preston Rohr will come in for Brody Marshall. 3:16 left in the half. Timberwolves hold on to a 3-point lead. Blazers with the trap. Wolves passes it up to Reichman. He loses it on the dribble, on his knees, gives up the ball. McLean's up. Zimmerman gets it, and a lot of calls for a walk on that, but no call, as increases the lead to 5. Rollwagon passes up to Jennings, who's up top, cross court to Reynolds, into the corner to McKelvey. McKelvey, fancy move, spins, drives, goes up for the shot, and is fouled on the shot. The foul is going to be on number 23, Christian Reichman, his first, team 9th. At the line, shooting 2 for the Blazers, number 3, Tevin McKelvey. Misses the first. McKelvey just listed to the 2018 Sports in Kansas all non-senior team as an athlete. Congrats to Tevin and the Blazers on that honor. Many Blazers were listed on that list. Makes the second, cuts it to a 4-point lead here, about 2.5 minutes in the first half. It's been really a beginning of the game to start off all Timberwolves, and then Blazers came back on a nice, I believe it was like a 9-point run, 9-0 run, and it's just been getting closer and then going back to about 5 points. I think closest it's been is about a 1-point lead for the Wolves. Reichman passes it off to Petrie. Petrie with McKelvey on him. Drives, passes it out to Eldridge, does a spin move. Out to Petrie inside the Fever. He gets it in, and the Blazers go to push. McKelvey up to Rohr, and there calls for goaltending as that happens. McKelvey to Jennings, a quite often combo during football season, happens in basketball. Jennings for 2, 4-point lead for Timberwolves. Reichman gets the ball from Petrie, passes it back to Petrie. McKelvey on Petrie. McKelvey gets the ball. Zimmerman on him. They say there was a hand tip, basically. McKelvey did not get a call for a travel. And they're going to call Jennings for a foul as Max DeFever flies onto the floor. At the line, shooting 2 for the Timberwolves, Max DeFever. Makes the first. Actually, it was a 1-on-1, my bad. makes the front end the 1-1. Here with 1:16 left in the first half, pending this free throw. The Timberwolves have a 6-point lead, a 34-28 lead over the Trailblazers. McKelvey dribbles up court after the inbound. Kind of stalls a little bit, waiting on the screen from Roar. Doesn't really get much room off of it. Brody Marshall gets in the corner, drives baseline, and they're going to say tip by the Timberwolves, so it'll be Blazer ball on the Timberwolves baseline here with exactly 1 minute left. Coming up on halftime, we'll get you the stats from tonight's first half. I'll also speak to you about what, obviously, I saw. Roar in the corner for three, it's good. Cuts it to a 3-point lead with under a minute left. As Blazers look to get some momentum going into the second half. We got Murrow passing up to Tanner. Tanner holds it with Roar on him. Murrow off to Reichman. Reichman back to Tanner. A little push there. Tanner gets by Roar. Off the foot of Zimmerman. Marshall's dribbling up, loses control, and they're going to call it out of bounds on the Blazers. Nice little student section the Blazers have here today for today's third place game, right in front, right behind where the ball will be inbounded from. Christian Reichman will inbound it to Nick Tanner. McKelvey goes on the bench. Looks like it'll be Rollwagon, McMillan, Roar, Reynolds, and Marshall on the floor for the Blazers. Five seconds left. Tanner drives. No good. Layups no good. The fight for it. McMillan launches it. Nowhere close. And at the end of the first half, it is the Blue Valley Southwest Timberwolves 34, Gardner Edgerton 31. Take a quick time out. Get word from our sponsors. You are listening to the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Broadcast Network. American Computers. Regardless if you need help with a desktop, laptop, network equipment, or peripherals and accessories, American Computers can get the job done. American Computers, 325 North Moonlight Road in Gardner.
Blazers Restaurant, serving Gardner's best burgers made fresh every day since 1976. Blazers Restaurant, 131 North Center in Gardner.
Capes Whole Homes Heating and Air Conditioning, proudly serving Blazer fans in Gardner and surrounding areas. Call Capes Whole Homes Heating and Air Conditioning at 638-1647.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Planet Sub, where you can see every Blazer Broadcast Network video broadcast on their big screen while you enjoy a great sandwich. Planet Sub at 921 East Lincoln Lane.
The Design Company Salon. Check them out on Facebook, and while you're there, you can book your appointment at the same time. The Design Company Salon, 136 East Main in Gardner.
American Computers. There's a reason why American Computers is the official computer store of the Blazer Broadcast Network. It just takes a single visit to find out why. American Computers, 325 North Moonlight, across the street from Trails West Ace Hardware.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Humphreys Family Dentistry. Come meet one of the newest and best young dentists in the area. Dr. Julie Humphreys will win you over simply.
Hey, Gardner Edgerton fans! The McCarthy Auto Group is a proud supporter of youth sports across the Blazer Nation.
If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, or you need service or body work done, we hope you'll visit one of the 11 McCarthy Auto Group locations. Visit KCCars.com for over 3,000 new, certified, and pre-owned vehicles. Our inventory covers most every make and model and prices to fit every budget. The McCarthy Auto Group, with locations in Olathe and Overland Park, Kansas, and Blue Springs and Sedalia, Missouri.
Go Trailblazers! Hey, Gardner Edgerton fans! Hey, Blazers fans! The McCarthy Auto Group is proud to support Gardner Edgerton Sports. Remember, when you're in an accident, after you call 911, make your next call 800-NEW-AGAIN for one of the 5 conveniently located McCarthy Collision Centers. Call or click 800-NEW-AGAIN for the McCarthy Collision Centers. For award-winning service performed by certified technicians with decades of experience, call or click 800-NEW-AGAIN. The McCarthy Collision Centers. Satisfying customers is no accident. It's our guarantee. Hey, Blazer!
When you're Kansas City born and raised, you know just how much meat matters. That's why Price Chopper employs real butchers. They're hard at work every day in every store, so you never have to settle for something prepackaged out of state. They're so sure you'll love their KC Pride beef, they even back it with a 200% guarantee. Stop by Price Chopper tonight, where they cut meat, never corners. Price Chopper, Kansas City born and raised. To sell meat in the barbecue capital of America, you've got to be on your game. That's why Price Chopper employs real butchers in all their stores.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
The Design Company Salon. New owners and the same great service, but with a new look. Go check them out, 136 East Main in Gardner.
Blazer's Restaurant, not just serving burgers, they now have barbecue, soft serve, and hand-dipped ice cream with 8 different flavors and combinations. Blazer's Restaurant, 131 North Center in Gardner.
Trails West Ace Hardware and Feed and Arbor Creek Ace Hardware. Check out their paint department, including their paint tinter and Clarkson Kensington Paint and Primer in one. Trails West Ace Hardware and Feed, 240 North Moonlight in Gardner, across the street from Cherry Berry.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network. These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Junior's Detail and Plasti Dip. When your car looks good, you feel good. See how good you can feel today. Junior's Detail and Plasti Dip, 620-1253.
Humphreys Family Dentistry. For the best in general dentistry, Humphreys Family Dentistry will give you the smile you've always wanted. Make your appointment by calling 856-2333. That's 856-2333.
The Design Company Salon. Check them out on Facebook, and while you're there, you can book your appointment at the same time. The Design Company Salon, 136 East Main in Gardner.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Ian Jones here, back with you here from the Huhtumaki Hardewood Classic on the campus of DeSoto High School, where it is at the half, the Blue Valley Southwest Trailblazers up 34-31 over your Blazers. We're going to take a look at the halftime stats brought to you by Trails West Ace Hardware and Feed for the Blazers. Leading scorers for the Blazers is number 4, Brody Marshall, 2 for 3 from the field, 1 for 1 from 3, and 2 for 2 from the line for 7 points, along with Luke Jennings, who is 3 of 5 from the field, 0 for 1 for 3, and 1 for 2 from the line. Following him up is number guard Ethan Reynolds, who is 2 for 4 from the field, 1 for 1 for 3, and 1 for 2 for the line for 6 points. Preston Rohr got himself on the action with a 3-pointer, as he is 1 for 5 from the field today, but 1 for 1 beyond the arc. And Tyler Rollwagon, 2 for 5 from the field, 0 for 2 from three-point land, 4 points for Rollwagon. Taylor Warner got himself in some foul trouble early, the 3 fouls so far. He is 1 for 1 from the field, 1 for 2 from the line, total of 3 points. And Tevin McKelvey, 0 for 1 from the field, 1 for 2 from the line, and only 1 point as Trailblazers down 3 here in the first half for the Timberwolves. Their leading scorers, number 10, Austin Murrow, 4 from 9 for the field, 1 for 2 from three-point land for a total of 9 points. Max DeFever follows him up, 2 for 6 from the field, 3 for 3 from the line with a total of 7 points. Along with Will Eldridge, 2 for 6 from 2 from the field, 0 for 2 from 3, and 3 for 3 for the line, 7 points. Peanut Miller, 3 for 3 from the field, 6 points, as he had 2 fouls. Fouls pretty even. It's 9 for the Blazers, 9 for the Timberwolves. Time of possession, I didn't see. Never mind. But first half, total field goals for the Blazers, they were 11 of 24 from the field, shooting 48.5%, 3 of 6 from the 3, 50%, and 6 of 10 from the free throw line, shooting 60%. For the Timberwolves, 13 of 30 from the field, 1 for 5 from 3, and 7 of 10 from the line. Key thing here, I mean, it's only 3 points difference, but Blue Valley Southwest 4 points off turnovers compared to Gardner's 1. 18 total rebounds for the Timberwolves compared to Gardner's 15%. Bench points, Gardner leads by 3, 6 to 3 on bench points. And Gardner with 3 threes, shooting better from the field than the Timberwolves. Now the key to this game is obviously going to be ball control. I mean, you can't let the Timberwolves get out to that big lead. They were up 14-3 at one point early on in the first quarter. Gardner came back on, I believe, a 9-0 run to cut it down to 2. And since then, it's kind of been Gardner gets super close. Blue Valley, the Timberwolves push ahead a little. So if you're the Blazers, you need to start off quick. You need to start off fast and get going. Take smart shots. Don't settle for threes unless it is literally wide open. As my friends always say, shoot the three when needed. But hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. This motion offense for the Timberwolves is, I mean, really good. They're very quick about it. They're very, very methodical about it. And for the Blazers, it's kind of a run and gun type thing. Try to see if you can break the press. And Blazers have been doing really kind of well on defense, trying to get as much pressure as they can, but also got to watch for fouls. I mean, who was it? Warner and McKelvey both have 3 and 2 respectively. Luke Jennings has 2, so I mean, if you're Warner, you got to be cautious getting those next 2 fouls. I believe it's in high school. For high school, it's 5. But anyway, we're almost time to start the second half. Again, Blazers down 3 to the Timberwolves. We'll be back on a quick commercial break. You're listening to the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Gardner Edgerton fans, the McCarthy Auto Group is a proud supporter of youth sports across the Blazer Nation.
If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, or you need service or body work done, we hope you'll visit one of the 11 McCarthy Auto Group locations. Visit kccars.com for over 3,000 new, certified, and pre-owned vehicles. Our inventory covers most every make and model and prices to fit every budget. The McCarthy Auto Group, with locations in Olathe and Overland Park, Kansas, and Blue Springs and Sedalia, Missouri.
Go Trailblazers! Hey, Gardner Edgerton fans, the McCarthy Auto Group is a proud supporter of youth sports across the Blazer Nation.
If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, or you need service or body work done, we hope you'll visit.
When you're Kansas City born and raised, you...
And we're back. Hello. We're back here for the second half of the Huhtumaki Hardewood Classic. It is the Timberwolves up 3 against the Blazers, 34-31 on the floor for the Blazers right now. Oh, okay. For the Blazers, it will be number 2, Ethan Reynolds, number 3, Tevin McKelvey, number 4, Brody Marshall, number 15, Tyler Rollwagon, and number 33, Luke Jennings for the Timberwolves. Looks like number 1, McLean Petrie, number 3, Will Eldridge. And Jennings gets the steal. Miller on him like quick. And Jennings lays it up and in. Down 1 here to start the second half. But for the Timberwolves, it is Petrie, Eldridge, Murrow, DeFever, and Miller on the floor for him. As Petrie goes to the top of the key. Kelvey on him. Jennings on Miller real quick right there. Reynolds covering Eldridge. Miller in the corner, dribbles up top of the key, passes it to Petrie, who jumps up from the lane. Reynolds on Eldridge. Passes it off to Miller, back to Murrow. He's looking to pass to Petrie, got denied by McKelvey. And DeFever drives in, passes off to Petrie. Loses it. Marshall steals it, dribbles up court on the breakaway, spins, lays it in, no good. Jennings is there to put it back in, and the Blazers have their first lead of the game, up by 1 over the Timberwolves here with about 6.5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. A shot by Eldridge missed, no good. Marshall with the rebound, gives it off to Rollwagon, dribble up court. Start the half-court offense for the Blazers. Rollwagon passes it off to Marshall in the corner, back to Rollwagon, dribbles up to the top of the key. Crosses over, looking for the screen. Marshall with the screen. Timeout Blazers here with 5:51 left in the third. It's a 1-point lead. We're going to stick it right here during the timeout. And Blazers, like we said during the halftime show, I mean, shooting 50% from three, 45.8% from the field, and 6 to 10 from the line. Both teams fouls even fouls. Warner, the only one with more than 2 fouls for either team. He has 3 for the Blazers. But like I said, the key to this game, you want to start it off with the momentum. Get that quick, get out to a good lead. And I mean, 1-point lead, your first lead of the game. Try to build off that and try to run away with the third place title here today. As the second buzzer goes, it will be Zimmerman in for Miller. And that's the only change for these two teams out of the timeout. Good man-to-man cover, man-to-man defense here by the Timberwolves. Reynolds gets out off the screen, rolls off, passes it off to Jennings. Jennings looks at the McKelvey, and he's going to get fouled before the shot. The foul is going to be on number 10, Austin Murrow, his second, team first. And Rollwagon will throw in the ball from the baseline. Gets it to Jennings. Jennings hands it off to Marshall. Marshall lays it up and in, so the assist credited to Jennings. And the Blazers have a 3-point lead, 37-34. Here, about five minutes left. Petrie dishes it off to Lefevre, back to Petrie, lays it up and in, and it's now a 1-point lead for the Blazers. Rollwagon hands it off to Marshall, gets it stolen by Petrie, McKelvey, and Jennings on him. Petrie goes for the layup, passes it off to Murrow, who goes up for the shot and is fouled, I believe, on McKelvey. That would be his third, and McKelvey cannot believe that he actually got called for the foul on that. And at the line, shooting 2 will be number 10, Austin Murrow. Murrow led the Timberwolves with 9 points in the first half. His first is good. Coming in for the Blazers is number 12, Preston Rohr, and for number 3, Tevin McKelvey. And second one is good, and it's now a 1-point lead for the Timberwolves. And this game has been really neck and neck and seems to be going back and forth now. This Rollwagon passes off to Reynolds. Screen by Jennings. Reynolds for 3, no good. As DeFever gets the rebound, hands it off to Eldridge, who tips it back to DeFever. To Petrie, start of the key. Time to run the offense forward. Timberwolves. Murrow dribbles past the screen, shoots it from the line. It goes in, and it's a 3-point lead for the Timberwolves. Here with about 4:20 left in the third quarter. Rollwagon dribbles up top, waiting for the screen from Marshall. Drives, no one there. To Rohr to Jennings. Jennings inside to Marshall. Marshall lays it up, no good. Eldridge with the rebound. And he'll pass it off to Petrie, who's driving. And they're going to call a foul on Rollwagon. Oh, to Reynolds. Fouls on Reynolds, his first, second team. Zimmerman, I wouldn't say he really dunked it, but kind of did. Got a hand on the rim, and it's a 5-point lead for the Timberwolves, and this is not what you want if you're Gardner. As we said before, you know, getting off to that fast start and start off good with the lead, no good anymore. Roll wagon for three, no good. Eldridge gets the rebound, pushing up court, gives it off to Zimmerman, gets it down low. And they're calling a charge. Roll wagon set his feet just in time for the charge. Foul is on number 30, Tommy Zimmerman, his second, team second. As Roll Wagon will look to start the Blazer offense. Been scoreless since about the first couple minutes of the second half. Marshall's passed inside his tip, taken by Murrow. Eldridge in the corner for three, no good. Zimmerman gets the rebound, passes it inside. Reynolds comes in flying, tips it out of bounds. Stays with the Timberwolves as they'll throw in from the baseline. And number 24, Taylor Warner, comes in for Brody Marshall, gives him a breather with 3 minutes left here in the third quarter. Zimmerman gets the rebound, gets the inbound bounce pass, lays it up and in, and now a 7-point lead for the Timberwolves. Just under 2 minutes left, under 3 minutes left in the game. At the scores table will be number 11, Kellen Keyser. Roller for three, it's good. Cuts it to a 4-point lead. As Petrie dribbles up, the Fever sets the screen off to Murrow. Murrow with Roll Wagon covering. Zimmerman sets the screen. Backdoor cut, kinda, and it's going to be out of bounds on the Blazers. Timberwolves ball. So Keyser comes in for Ethan Reynolds, Peanut Miller, and Nick Tanner will come in for Petrie and the Fever respectively. Eldridge rolls off, takes the three, it's good. Off the inbound, 7-point lead now for the Timberwolves, and the Blazers need some fire. As they started off the quarter, getting an early lead. And they're going to call a foul on Miller as him and Jennings got tied up. And Reichman will come in for Murrow as Gardner will inbound from the baseline here on our left. 47-40 to lead for the Timberwolves at 2:05 remaining in the third quarter. Warner gets the inbound, misses the layup, rebounding the Timberwolves. Miller drives in from pass from Zimmerman, and it's good, and it's now a 9-point lead, the biggest such lead since the first quarter. Roll Wagon gets his dribble stolen. Jennings shoots, misses. Then Roll Wagon gets the rebound, fouled on the play as he was swatted down. Foul is going to be on Tommy Zimmerman, his third at the line, shooting to Tyler Roll Wagon. Roll Wagon, 4 points in the first half, 2 of 5 from the field, 0 for 2 from the three-point line. Did not take a free throw attempt. Makes the first coming into the game for the Timberwolves, number 12, Max DeFever. Coming in for number 30, Tommy Zimmerman, and Ethan Reynolds, I believe, will come in for shooter, which will be Tyler Roll Wagon. Misses the second, rebound by number 12, Max DeFever. And Tanner dribbles up court, looks to start off the offense, screened by Miller. Tip, loses it, Blazer ball as Ethan Reynolds will come in for Tyler Roll Wagon. With 1:29 left in the third quarter, it is Blue Valley Southwest 49, Gardner Edgerton 41. Reynolds dribbles up court, pass half court. Waits for the screen from Roar. Roar rolls off the screen. Passes off to Keyser. They're going to get him with the charge even though they made the bucket. The foul is going to be on number 11, Kevin Keyser, his first, team third on the offensive charge. Miller passes it into Tanner. Tanner dribbles up court. Screen set by DeFever. Dribbles baseline, throws it. Eldridge in the corner for three. Drains it. And now an 11-point lead for the Timberwolves, their largest such lead since the first quarter. And Luke Jennings dribbles up court, finds Keyser in the corner, dribbles off. Warner comes up from the post. Reynolds misses the layup on the inside pass. And Eldridge passes it off to Tanner. Tanner dribble drives out to Miller. Miller to Reichman. Reichman drives, passes off to Tanner. Tanner covered by Reynolds. Miller looking to set the screen. Tanner calls it off. And we got about 20 seconds of counting left here in the third quarter. Eldridge jump passes to Miller. Miller about loses it, drives in, and they're calling a charge on Miller. Taylor Warner sets his feet. No. Wait. They're going to call a foul on Luke Jennings, saying he did not have his feet set. They're going to call this a shooting foul on Jennings, his third, team fourth, and now the refs are going to look like they're going to have a discussion here. And the Blazer fans are not too happy, saying that it was not a shooting foul. As the line shooting two, Peanut Miller makes the first. Gardner student section giving him, talking some smack, friendly banter with Miller. Out is Luke Jennings. In for him is Brody Marshall. Miller misses the second. Warner and Marshall fight for it. And a foul called on number 12, Max DeFever. His second, team fifth. Blazers will inbound with 8.4 seconds left. Timberwolves going with a full court press. Full court press here at 2-1. I wouldn't know. Marshall for three, no good. Keyser for three in the corner, no good. And at the end of the third quarter, it is Blue Valley Southwest 53. Gardner Edgerton 41. We'll be right back here with a commercial break. You're listening to Blazer Broadcast Network.
Know just how much meat matters. That's why Price Chopper.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
American Computers. Regardless if you need help with a desktop, laptop, network equipment, or peripherals and accessories, American Computers can get the job done. American Computers, 325 North Moonlight Road in Gardner.
Blazers Restaurant, serving Gardner's best burgers made fresh every day since 1976. Blazers Restaurant, 131 North Center in Gardner.
Capes Whole Homes Heating and Air Conditioning, proudly serving Blazer fans in Gardner and surrounding areas. Call Capes Whole Homes Heating and Air Conditioning at 638-1647.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Planet Sub, where you can see every Blazer Broadcast Network video broadcast on their big screen while you enjoy a great sandwich. Planet Sub at 921 East.
And we're back here for fourth quarter action. Here in the third place game of the Huhtumaki Hardewood Classic with the Blue Valley Southwest Timberwolves up 12, 53-41 on your Gardner Edgerton Trailblazers. A quick early few points for the Blazers as McKelvey lofts it in to Jennings. Jennings drops it in for two, and it cuts it to a 10-point lead. But as I was saying, It was all Blue Valley Southwest that third quarter. They were up 3, I believe, going into the half. And Gardner had a 1-point lead early on and then lost it. And now it was a 12, I believe, 12-point lead. And the Fever gets it. McKelvey drops. Offensive charge on the Timberwolves. That will be the Fever's third, team 6th. Jennings will inbound the ball to Rollwagon. Here to start off the fourth quarter of action. It will be Jennings, Rollwagon, Warner, Reynolds, and McKelvey for the Blazers. And for the Timberwolves, Tanner, Miller, DeFever, Murrow, and Reichman for the Timberwolves. As we're looking to clean up some slick spots here on the floor here at DeSoto High School. Third place game action brought to you by McCarthy Auto Group and our proud sponsors, as you just heard on that commercial break. Blazers started off the game really slow. They were down 14-3 at one point in the first quarter, came back, brought it within about 3. Since then, since first half, it was back and forth. Blazers would get really close and then slip back a little. And now Blue Valley Southwest took over that third quarter. And Blazers looking to break down this lead. Reynolds shoots the 3, no good. Reichman with the rebound, passes it off to Tanner. We'll bring it up to the top of the key. Reynolds on Tanner. Tanner floater, no good. Rebound, Warner, and passes it off to McKelvey. He'll dribble up court. Tanner coming in, flying behind him. He tips it, loses control. Reichman gets the loose ball with McKelvey on him, and they're going to call McKelvey on a foul for a reach. His 4th. And Will Eldridge will come in for Christian Reichman, and Preston Rohr will come in for Tevin McKelvey. Rough day for Tevin McKelvey. I believe he only has 1 point, and that was off a free throw in the first half. So it'll be Murrow inbounding the ball to Tanner. Reynolds on him. The Fever sets the screen. Murrow for 3 in the corner, no good. Jennings with the rebound. He'll dribble up court. Passes it to Rohr. Rohr and the Fever exchange some words. It'll be Timberwolves ball. It's going to be a foul on Warner. His 4th. Marshall will come in for him. Warner did not like the call, as it looked like both players went at it, and I don't know what happened, but they were jawing at each other after the play. His 4th, I believe, his 4th, team 6th. Gardner will be in the bonus. Both teams will be in the bonus after this. The Fever turnaround. Jumper, floater missed. Miller called for the foul, and he is very confused, as they said that foul's on him, and you hear him say, "What? Like, how could that be on me?" Jennings will be at the line for the front end of the 1-and-1. Zimmerman will come in for Miller, I believe. So Miller comes out, Zimmerman in at the line, shooting the front end of the 1-and-1 is Luke Jennings. Makes the first, cuts it to a 9-point lead with 6:09 remaining here in the final quarter of play. The third place game of the Huhtumaki Hardewood Classic at DeSoto High School. Makes the second. Blazers going with the full court press now. Trying to cause some turnovers, get back into this game as they're only down 8. Nice tip drill breaking the press as Zimmerman lays it up and in. Jennings a little too hard on that one. Gets his own rebound after it tips around. Marshall throws it. Jennings passes it off to Rohr. Rohr lays it up and in, and it's now a 10-point game. 55-45 here, about 5.5 minutes left in the final frame. Zimmerman misses. The Fever misses on the putback. Reynolds throws it up to Jennings. Jennings, too much air on that one. Tanner will get the loose ball. Jennings creeping behind him, trying to steal it. Doesn't go. Goes back to his man. Tanner passes off to Eldridge with Rohr on him. Eldridge gets in no man's land corner. Reynolds tips it. Marshall gets the loose ball, and Blazers are going to look to push. Reynolds drives, passes off to the corner. Marshall for 3, airballs it. Murrow with the rebound, pushes off to Zimmerman. Zimmerman stops it, brings it back out to Tanner. Timeout, Timberwolves. And we're going to keep it right here. It's a 30-second timeout. But to change the pace of the game has changed quite differently now. Blazers going into that run and gun. We're going to run full court press, and we're going to try to steal the ball, force you to make turnovers. And we're going to throw up quick shots, hopefully get the rebound and have that happen. But Blue Valley Southwest trying as much as possible to slow down the game, even though they are breaking the press quite easily. And for the Blazers, you just got to make sure that your main guys stay out of foul trouble. Warner with 4, McKelvey with 4. You got to make sure Luke stays out of foul trouble, and don't just throw up heavers. Run the offense, but run it quick and get those points. Sideline pass, Zimmerman to Murrow. Murrow back to Petrie. Reynolds on him, pressuring him up in his grill. Passes off to Eldridge, looked like a tip. Petrie down to Murrow. Murrow throws it in. It's going to be tipped and stays with the Timberwolves. 4:29 left in the final frame of play here, the third place game. Timberwolves up 55-47 on the Blazers. A big third quarter for the Timberwolves as they get their lead and hope to keep it. Eldridge throws a baseline heaver into, who would that be, number 10? Murrow limping as he got up slow. And it'll be DeFever at the line shooting 2. Preston Rohr with his second foul of the game. Both teams now in the bonus. He makes the first coming into the game. For Rohr will be number 3, Tevin McKelvey for the Blazers. McKelvey's sitting on 4 fouls. It's not his day today. 4 fouls and 1 point, I believe. And Fever makes the second after it bounces around. Brings it back to a 10-point game here with under 4.5 minutes to go. Rollwagon brings it out, waits for the screen. Reynolds cross court, gets it. Passes it into Jennings, backdoor screen. Marshall and 1 with the stake. He'll be at the line, hoping to make it a 3-point play. As that will be on number 3, Will Eldridge, his third, team 8th. Kelly Keyser comes in for Ethan Reynolds to get himself a breather. And Marshall drains the free throw, makes it a 7-point game. Blazers with the full court press. Marshall up in Zimmerman's grill, passes it out to Petrie. Keyser on Petrie, passes it out to DeFever. Eldridge in the corner for 3, shot fakes, dribbles in, passes it out back to Petrie. Petrie drives, takes it back out, crossover. Keyser is right on him. McKelvey on Murrow. McKelvey better watch it. He's sitting on 4 fouls. Eldridge passes it inside to the Fever. And that's number 5 on McKelvey, I believe. That is McKelvey's 5th and final foul, I believe, as Reynolds will come back into the game for him. And at the line, shooting 2, number 12, Max DeFever. Timberwolves holding on to a 7-point lead here with 3:40 left and the final quarter of action for the third place game of the Huhtumaki Hardewood Classic. Misses the first, shooting his second, and misses the second. Jennings with a rebound, passes off to Rollwagon, who will start up the offense for the Blazers. Passes off to Marshall, who comes up from the elbow. Marshall looking, driving, inside pass to Jennings. Jennings lays it up and in. Assist from Marshall. 5-point lead, and the Blazers going with the full court press. Eldridge, Reynolds on Eldridge. Holding it out. Pulling it out is the Timberwolves. Petrie dishes it off to Eldridge. Keyser on him, and they're going to call a foul on Keyser. At the line, shooting the front end of the 1-and-1 will be Will Eldridge coming into the game for the Wolves, Timberwolves. Number 22, Peanut Miller, and for number 12, Max DeFever. Makes the first, increases their lead by 6. And makes the second, so now it's a 7-point lead for the Timberwolves with 3:05 and counting here in the fourth quarter. Rollwagon up top by the half-court line. Throws it to Keyser. Keyser to Reynolds. Reynolds dribbles around, back to Marshall. Keyser in the elbow for 3, drains it. Assist from Marshall. 4-point lead here with about 2:40 left in the fourth quarter. 59-55 is the score. Timberwolves with a slim 4-point lead as the Blazers looking to make a comeback and take third place. Take the third place title. Murrow loses his footing, falls. Miller elbow corner for 2, my bad. Drains it to 6-point lead. Rollwagon dribbles around, shoots the 3, air balls. And you can't be taking shots like that when you're going for a lead. I mean, just run the offense, but still trying to do something. Zimmerman passes it out to Murrow. Murrow came up limping off a free throw. And they're going to call a foul on Marshall, as that was a good call on that one. Murrow on the ground. That is Marshall's first, I believe. At the line, shooting 2, number 10, Austin Murrow, coming into the game for the Blazers, number 24, Taylor Warner, who is sitting on 4 fouls. Murrow misses the first. Marshall will come out. Warner comes in. Timberwolves holding on to a 61-55 lead here with 1:51 left in the fourth quarter of play. Misses the second. Keyser gets the board. And Warner and Keyser bump into each other. Blazers still get the ball. Passes tip. They're going to say backcourt violation on the Blazers. And that's not a turnover you want to have when you're only down 6. Trying to get back into this game, probably force it to overtime. Murrow gets the inbounds pass, Stops, shoots a floater, no good. Jennings with the rebound, pushes up court. You got to have control when you're going up. And Jennings gets fouled by number 30, Tommy Zimmerman. So Jennings will go at the line to shoot 2. Let's bring this to a 3-point game. Well, 4-point game. That is Zimmerman's 4th, team 9th. Jennings makes the first. Cuts it to a 5-point lead here with 1:34 left in the 4th quarter. Zimmerman will come out. DeFever comes back in. To Valley Southwest looking to hold on to what would be a 5-point lead pending the free throw. Refs clearing up a slick spot here under the basket, what would be the restricted area in the college game. Jennings drains the second, cuts it to a 4-point lead, or a 4-point deficit. Timeout Blazers. 30-second timeout. We'll go to a quick commercial break. You're listening to the Blazers and Timberwolves here on the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Lincoln Lane.
The Design Company Salon.
When you're Kansas City born and raised, you know just how much meat matters. That's why Price Chopper employs real butchers. They're hard at work every day in every store, so you never have to settle for something prepackaged out of state. They're so sure you'll love their KC Pride beef, they even back it with a 200% guarantee. Stop by Price Chopper tonight, where they cut meat, never corners. Price Chopper, Kansas City born and raised.
And welcome back after that quick timeout. I'm Ian Jones here, play-by-play here of the 3rd place game of the Huhtumaki Hardewood Classic here on the campus of DeSoto High School. There it is. The Blue Valley Southwest Timberwolves 61, Gardner Edgerton 57 with 1:34 left here in the 4th quarter of the 3rd place game. And it was really a close game for first half. Blue Valley Southwest came out 3rd quarter, gained, I believe, a 12-point lead, and it's Blazers inching back closer, now only down 4. But you got a foul, and Rollwagon fouls Eldridge. Both teams, I believe, are going to be in the double bonus. Blue Valley Southwest is at least. Rollwagon second at the line, shooting 2, will be Will Eldridge, who had 7 points in the first half. Makes the first. Nick Tanner will come in for McLean Petrie. 62-57 with 1:22 left on the clock. He misses the second. Jennings with the rebound, pushes it to Reynolds. Timeout Blazers. Full timeout for the Blazers. And if you're the Blazers here, you've got to run your offense. We're gonna stick here just because we just mentioned a timeout to a commercial break. But if you're the Blazers, you got to run your offense, but you got to do it quick enough to where you can get some points on the board and not waste much time, and don't be hacking up threes like it's no one's business, but stay in control, make smart choices, but do it quick. And if you want to get back into this game, which is hard to do, you're down 5 points with 1:18 left, and Blue Valley Southwest is obviously going to play a stall game to hold on to a lead. But on your full court press on their inbound, you've got to try to force some turnovers, and Southwest has been efficient in breaking the press today. Excuse me, as we saw that last night with the girls game. The Gardner girls could very rarely break Olathe North's press, and if you're Gardner, this week, leading into the Shawnee Mission South game, which will be our next broadcast on next Friday, you've got to work on holding down on the press and forcing some turnovers as Keyser will inbound to Rollwagon. Rollwagon hands off to Keyser, passes off to Jennings. Jennings shoots a three, drains it off the assist from Keyser. It's a 2-point lead with 1:05 left here in the fourth quarter. Timeout, Blazers. We'll take a short commercial break. You are listening to the Blazers on the Blazer Broadcast Network.
To sell meat in the barbecue capital of America.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Planet Sub, where you can see every Blazer Broadcast Network video broadcast on their big screen while you enjoy a great sandwich. Planet Sub at 921 East Lincoln Lane.
The Design Company Salon. Check them out on Facebook, and while you're there, you can book your appointment at the same time. The Design Company Salon, 136 East Main in Gardner.
American Computers. There's a reason why American Computers is the official computer store of the Blazer Broadcast Network. It just takes a single visit to find out why. American Computers, 325 North Moonlight, across the street from Trails West Ace Hardware.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network. These are just a few of the sponsors of the
Ian Jones back here with you for the final minute and 5 seconds of action here at the third place game of the Huhtumaki Hardewood Classic at DeSoto High School. Blazers now down 2 after a Luke Jennings 3 cut the lead from 5-2. And the Blazers doing a full court press. Murrow gets the ball, passes off to the Fever. Passes off to Eldridge, and Reynolds fouls Eldridge. And the Timberwolves will be at the line shooting 2 for every foul now, as they are in the double bonus. Reynolds, his second team. Who knows, because they stopped counting after 10 on the scoreboard. Eldridge at the line, shooting 2. Makes the first, brings it up to a 3-point lead. Out is Nick Tanner, in is Petrie for the Timberwolves. Taylor Warner will come in. As Eldridge misses the second, gets the rebound as Miller. And they're going to call a jump ball, but it will stay with the Timberwolves. Warner will come in for Roar. As the Timberwolves, with 50.6 seconds left, have a 3-point lead and possession. Eldridge lost it over to Miller. Miller covered by Jennings, loses the ball. Petrie gets it back, foul on Keyser. Eldridge going to go back to the line, shoot 2. Keyser's third. Possession arrow in favor of the Blazers right now. Student section trying to distract Eldridge as he makes the first. Makes it a 4-point lead with 40.9 seconds left here in the final quarter of action. And misses the second. Warner with the rebound. Got to push if you're the Blazers. Push and push quick. Get it open 3. Rollwagon. Keyser guarded by Eldridge. Reynolds up top. Reynolds drives. Goes to shoot. Passes out to Keyser. Keyser at the elbow for 3. Misses. Rims out. The Fever with the rebound. Eldridge wide open on the other end of the court. Goes up for the layup, makes it. That's going to be it, I believe. 66-60 timeout Blazers with 9.2 seconds left. And a little bit of heartbreak there for the Blazers that as they were in it, down 2 with about a minute left and a couple missed shots and possession arrow not going their way. Gets them a 6-point lead. Gives the Timberwolves a 6-point lead with 9.2 seconds left, and the only way the Blazers are going to get back into this, quick 3, quick turnover, another quick 3, make it. But the likelihood of that, try to stay optimistic, but the likelihood of that is not that great. quick 30-second timeout for the Blazers. Like we said, beginning of the game, it was first quarter, not a good quarter to start off with. Blazers were down 14-3 at one point and then came back. Closest they were to a lead was about 1 in the first half, and I believe they were down 3 at the end of the first half. Go quarter by quarter in the first half. Blue Valley Southwest outscored the Blazers 19-15 in the first quarter. Second quarter, Blazers outscored the Timberwolves 16-15 to get a 34-31 lead for the Timberwolves. And then third quarter was all Timberwolves as they jumped out to a 12-point lead after the Blazers got their 1-point lead. Rollwagon shoots a 3, misses it. Blue Valley Southwest wins and will claim third place here at the Huhtumaki Hardewood Classic. A good game by the Blazers. Just you can't let another team outscore you that much in a quarter. And that was they had a bad third quarter, and that's what hurt them eventually. Our next broadcast hopefully will be video broadcast brought to you by Capes Whole Homes Heating and Cooling and tech support from American Computers next Friday, as the Blazers will take on the Shawnee Mission South Raiders at home in the Sunflower League Showdown, but end off the 2018 portion of the season. I'm Ian Jones for the Blazer Broadcast Network. Have a great night, everyone.